Hey guys, good morning. It's Tony. Before I start the video, I just wanted to say please remember to like, subscribe, and comment on the video. Especially liking the video, it definitely helps my videos be pushed to a wider, broader audience. And if you guys enjoy my videos, I'm sure everybody else that this video gets pushed out to will definitely enjoy it as well. So with that being said, let me start off by saying that we are going to be, also I will be linking, for those asking, I will be linking the Patreon in the description and in the comments as well. But I wanted to go into the SPY and talk a little bit more about why I'm swinging a little bit more towards the bullish side right now. Really only because on the 4 hour and my daily triggers, like we've really only been trading sideways, just within this range, right? It's really just been within a range for the past like week or so. We haven't really done much. And usually what happens is if you're on a bear cycle and you're just trading sideways, that's usually a sign of extreme of really good bullishness, right? Let me actually push this to the back. Send to back. There we go. So we can see all the candles. There you go. So usually what happens in bearish cycles like we are right now on the daily, like we had a daily trigger back on, what is this date? June 1st. So we've been trading really sideways for a week now, like on like 7 trading days, right? And usually what happens on sideways movement like this is when you end up having another bull trigger, you actually end up pushing extremely hard to the upside, right? Especially right here. I mean, you're on the 4 hour trigger. You're already on the underside of on the stochastic down here. So as soon as we do hit another bull trigger to the upside, I think we're perfectly positioned for us to possibly run from these lows all the way up to possibly 425. I personally think, again, I can be wrong, but I personally think that we're actually going to be going to 420, 425 in the coming weeks. I do not think that we're going to have like a massive drop, but again, that also depends on CPI, right? CPI comes out on Friday. That would have an extremely major impact on the whole market. If CPI and inflation comes back worse than last month or the month prior, I think we absolutely have a crazy tumble and everything has to be shorted all over again, right? As you guys know, I was short SPY up until like, I thought we were still going to 460, 475. That's what my target was, right? I thought we were going all the way down to 460, 475. Then you had a massive rally to the upside. As of right now, I do not think that we can go back down to 460, 475 unless the CPI report actually comes out bad. If the CPI report comes out the same as last month or worse, I do think that we are going to be going back to 400, possibly under that. If CPI report on Friday comes out better than the last 2 prior months, I think we just rally from here. And also historically, the 4 hour, the 50 MA on the 200 MA after hitting like a relatively low bottom here, because even on the daily, right? The daily we've had a significant low, and also on the weekly we're still technically in the extremities of a very low side on the SPY. But again, this SPY can completely turn the tables because on the weekly we've also been really just trading down, right? So we actually ended up closing 3 weeks ago at $416, and all we've been doing is just trading to the downside. That's literally it, which is actually extremely bearish sentiment. So if the CPI comes out bad, there's a really good chance that we are at a clear top and we're going to tank all the way down, right? And I think that Friday CPI report is definitely gonna make the final decision, because on the weekly right now, there's so many things right now that can happen on the weekly, because we've been trading just to the downside. The average drop right now, and I have to assume that we'll drop the exact same way, right? So $70. We did what? Like $71 in 49 days. We'll delete that. This massive drop right here from Trend Touch. Right here we had another like an $80, $82 drop, or $824 drop in 50 days. So same thing. It's always been roughly around 49 days or so. And again, from the top right here, if this is actually a top, so we'll do 39, 40 like this. Like 70, Look at that. It's perfect. 49 days. Look at that. So if we do end up closing a bear week and there's no movement to the upside, I 100% think we can go down to 350. 100%. But as of right now, short term, I am bullish to the upside, and I do think that we have a really, really, really good chance at running all the way up to 420 sometime soon. But again, CPI can definitely change that in an instant. So CPI report on Friday. If it comes out really bad, I think we're tanking all the way down to possibly this time. Actually, my target would actually be lower than 360, 375. It'd probably go down to 350, just because you guys saw that example of how hard we can actually drop on a weekly trigger. And also considering where the DXY right now is at, like if this thing, look at that, it just oh man, it just completely pumped right now, and it's gonna close bullish. Yeah. I'm going to have to close all I have longs right now on everything. Yeah, right now I have longs on everything. I'm going to have to close all of my longs because the DXY definitely looks like it's going to keep pumping hard to the upside. Yeah, man, look, crabs. Yeah, it's gonna the dollar's going to keep pumping, man. I think as of right now, the dollar is pretty much primed to go back to 103, 104 or so. And that's just looking at it right now, right? The SPY, you know what? I think today at open, you might see some pretty bad downturns. And this is just kind of changing my sentiment right now because I saw the dollar, but it's just kind of up in the air right now, man. Everything's kind of up in the air. The dollar, as long as the dollar keeps going up, the market's gonna crash. And as long as the weekly right now, right, as long as the weekly stays trading like this, there's a high chance that we'll go down to 49 bucks. As of right now, I still think there's I still think there's a chance that we run to 420-ish based off of just like TA and the fact that we're holding 407, 408. And again, my bullish sentiment might be wrong. But there's a chance, right? I think for the most part, short term, there's a good chance that we can run up to 420. And if CPI comes out really good, then we'll probably go there, and if not higher. But as of right now, the dollar is basically telling me like, yo, you gotta short the F out of this whole market because this thing is gonna tank. Because look at that, 48, 47 seconds. My Patreon members already know this is gonna be closing like a violent close, roughly, in what 37, 36, 30 seconds. This thing looks like it's gonna absolutely pop to like crazy, and it's gonna tank the market. I'm telling you right now, if this actually ends up, if this isn't a double top, if this doesn't end up being a double top, then this thing's gonna absolutely moon to nowhere. Yeah. I hate when I change my mind so like immediately like this, but we'll watch this for the next 10 seconds and then we'll see like how it actually moves. But usually what happens on these violent closes is when you have the stochastic at highs and when you have the reverse MACD at these lows under the zero line, you tend to actually move pretty hard to the upside. But again, this might end up being a double top on the hour, which I don't know if it is, but as of right now, things are funky, man. I'll be completely honest with you. It's extremely hard to forecast certain things on every ticker and stuff. But as of right now, like I said, short term, it does look like we're going to be pushing up. So you guys can see the SPY like that, but the DXY is just in a very weird position where if it moons super hard, it can tank the whole market. But again, short term, I definitely think that there's still a really good chance that you go to like 420-ish back up there, up until CPI. And then CPI ultimately will probably make the final decision. If CPI is worse than the last 2 months, I think we're going down to 350. If CPI actually is better than the last 2 months, we're probably going to 450. That's kind of my final sentiment. So I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.